alongside Keith Logan, the Loganator. You are listening to Ringside Rumble Radio here on Spreaker.com and free on iTunes. Keith Logan, how are we doing today, sir?
We're doing good. We got a big show.
Up.
We got a huge show today.
I'm pumped.
We have an interview with the Dreamboats, and you can follow them at Dreamboat Driver, the Astonishing Ace Andrews, and the Miraculous Rex Bacchus.
I'm so excited for that interview today. It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be huge. I can't wait for that. We'll have them on later in the show. Hey, how about that NXT on Wednesday night? I was building up the delay.
You really built it up there for me. NXT TakeOver The End was on Wednesday. Man, that was a good show. That NXT, man, they always putting together these good
I feel
shows.
like it just tops it one after the other. Like, you never have a bad live show.
I don't think it was better than TakeOver Dallas.
I mean, they had a few good matches, but
TakeOver Dallas was better, but I said this on our social media, which is at Ringside Rumble, on Twitter, also on Facebook. You can find us by searching for us in that little search engine up at the top, Ringside
and also
Rumble
make
Radio.
sure to hit the like button with the little thumbs up.
Yeah, but I said that where else can you get Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe and Austin Aries versus Nakamura in one night, on one show, together? I said, you know what? You got to do what Chris Jericho does, man. Just drink it in, man. Just drink it in.
You love saying that.
I love that.
Every day you either text me that or you say it to me when I see you. I think maybe I'll start saying it as well.
It's the gift of the Ant-Man. Drink
The
it in,
gift
baby.
that keeps on giving, huh? Does it keep giving?
It does keep giving.
All right, good.
We're giving it right now.
We are.
But come on, how awesome was it to have a dream match between Austin Aries and Nakamura, and to have Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe, the end of the feud, in a steel cage?
Like I said, it doesn't get any bigger than that because it's NXT, and you don't seem to think that it keeps getting bigger and bigger, but I thought it, and one after the other, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, the show.
Well, NXT keeps getting bigger and bigger, and the show was great. It just was not better than TakeOver Dallas.
See, this is where you're wrong. I enjoyed it. I liked it was the first ever steel cage match between Finn Balor and Samoa Joe in a steel cage.
Muscle buster off the top rope.
Let me tell you, for people who seem to say that Samoa Joe doesn't have the body of a typical wrestler, no, you are dead wrong, my friends out there in podcast world. He is legit. He was big when he was in TNA. Unfortunately, they kind of had him win the heavyweight belt, and then they kind of pushed him aside because they kept signing all these big, as they said, big former names from WWE. But Samoa Joe is the real deal. I don't care what anybody says. He has always been a favorite of mine. I liked watching him when he was in TNA, when he was in Ring of Honor, and now just having him in NXT, his presence and his in-the-ring ability. I mean, come on, man.
I'm so proud and so happy for Samoa Joe and how far he's come since I used to watch him. I know he was in Ring of Honor as well, but since watching him in TNA and wanting to see him get pushed and pushed correctly, and now within about a year, he's being pushed correctly in the NXT. Dixie Carter, take some notes, because this is how you build Samoa Joe.
And hopefully down the road, I would love to see him on the main roster. I mean, now with this whole talk of a brand split and the fact that they're going to need more superstars for both shows, because now that SmackDown will be live and Raw will be live, you can't have the whole roster on both shows. You're going to have to split it down the middle. And then they're going to have to call up more guys from NXT and more females. So it'll be interesting to see, is this really the end for NXT? Will more guys be being called up? Will they have more spots in NXT to sign more developmental talent? The future is bright, my friend. The future is bright.
The future is bright. Samoa Joe is the man. He is the face of NXT now. I think that little passing of the torch, I guess, I hate to say that term, but kind of from Finn Balor now to Samoa Joe.
Mm-hmm.
What's next for Finn Balor? Well, TV tapings suggest a now match between him and Nakamura might be coming, but we'll see when they air that, if they air that at all. Will he get moved to the main roster? I thought maybe we might see him. Probably definitely going to see him for the brand extension, but I thought we'd see him somehow involved with the club. But we yet to know, and maybe they might just push him as a face since he's so over.
Mm-hmm.
Samoa Joe, what's next for him? Who's in line for a now title match? I would thought it would be maybe someone between Austin Aries and Nakamura, but now, like I said, Nakamura might be on his way to a feud with Finn Balor. But I did see something that was very interesting. Right before that match, William Regal was talking in the back, and out of nowhere, who comes out? None other than, and I'm sorry, Dixie, Bobby Roode. And if you see, I posted earlier on this morning that Bobby Roode made his debut at the NXT, Download show?
Yeah.
He made his debut there, and maybe Bobby Roode gets a shot at Samoa Joe's title.
Hey, that'd be nice to see. It'd be two former TNA superstars who were over and are now over even more right now coming to NXT, which is a shame for TNA. Just they mismanage these guys so much because they have so much talent and so much to offer, and they're exciting to see in the ring, and you just want to see what's going to happen next. That's how I feel, and I think many other people along the line feel the same way. So only time will tell what's next and in store for Samoa Joe and who his next opponent is, and as well for Finn Balor, if he will make the jump to the main stage, so to speak. I mean, NXT, you can't even get any more main. I mean, it seems main to me, but they keep saying it's a developmental league, but it's not. It's not.
If you listen, did you by any chance watch the interview that Triple H had on Facebook Live after?
No, I did not.
Well, he says, and this is huge, that NXT is now its own brand.
I would agree.
So will it be even a part of the brand extension? Will it be separated?
Well,
we don't know.
If you watched following the NXT The End, they had the Breaking Ground Overload. I was watching part of that, and it shows the wrestlers taking part before the night before at WrestleMania, and you see Triple H giving the call-ups to a few of the wrestlers who we have seen.
Yes, I'm going to have to start watching that. Breaking Ground looks really good.
Yeah, Breaking Ground, it was really good. I only got halfway through. I got up to the point when Enzo Amore and Big Cass were pulled aside by Triple H, and he said, tomorrow night, you guys are making the main roster. And it's just great to see watching wrestlers, these guys who put their heart and soul into something and that they love to do, and the fact you see these guys actually make it and get called up, it's a good thing to watch.
Hey,
and you see like the behind the scenes, like what you don't see going on in the gorilla position, I guess you could say.
You guys got to watch these shows that WWE is putting on the WWE Network. I mean, they are some it's groundbreaking, and these documentary type shows that they put out are always great. You know, if you don't watch them, you're just a couple of haters.
Just a couple of haters?
Just a couple
I
of
did,
haters.
though. I started watching the Rollins documentary that you told me about. What a documentary.
Isn't that not like pushing him more as a face the more and more you watch it? It's like, I don't think you should have put this out that early.
I got up to
It's not working for Roman Reigns.
And the fact that he still lives in the same hometown where he grew up, it's like, wow. He's like a real person. I mean, well, yeah, he is a real person. But you see wrestlers who make it big, and then they're like, oh, I don't need you guys. And they move to down in Hollywood or somewhere in the middle of nowhere with a big house. He doesn't need a big house. He's living in the same town where his family grew up, where he grew up. He still hangs out with the same friends from high school. And it's great. I love it.
Yeah, he's destined to be the big star.
Well, he's got a big match in Money in the Bank, so...
Yeah. heading back to NXT TakeOver, I mean, the Austin Aries Nakamura match, I don't know how over you can be more than Nakamura is right now. Once he gets to the WWE, once he gets to Raw or SmackDown, he is going to light that place on fire.
Pretty much.
I mean, the fans are so over with him. We all know who he is. I mean, I'm really excited to see where they go there. And even Austin Aries, man, what a match he put on with those hurt ribs.
Yeah, and the best part about Nakamura is he doesn't even have to cut a promo. He just walks out, walks to the ring, does his little showboating, does the thing when he holds on to the ring.
Filled with so much charisma.
And just does the bend over in the ring, and it's just great. I was waiting. It's funny because I was watching it. I was waiting for like the streamers to go flying when he does that. Remember when we were at Ring of Honor?
Yeah, when we were at Ring of Honor and they did the streamers, man.
I love those.
If you have not seen Nakamura live,
you're missing life, guys. You're missing life.
Unbelievable. But they had a great match. We do disagree. We both agree it was a great match, but you like it a lot better than the Sami Zayn one. I don't think it was better than the Sami Zayn match. I mean, the fans were so into that Sami Zayn Nakamura match and the moves that they put through, and it was just an amazing feeling.
I like the Sami Zayn one, but I just felt this one they worked so well with each other. Like they knew what was going to happen next, and it just fit perfectly. It was like a well-written story. The moves were crisp. The ending was great. The finish, and it was just one heck of a match.
Yeah.
And I'll probably watch it again going home later today or maybe tomorrow.
Both guys could be number one contenders for the heavyweight championship. So
for NXT.
Yeah, for NXT, for the NXT heavyweight championship. So whoever Samoa Joe faces will be a good feud, whether it's either three of those guys, Bobby Roode, Nakamura, or Austin Aries. The tag team championship switched hands at TakeOver The End. Surprisingly, American Alpha loses the tag team titles to the Revival, who are the first to ever win two tag team
2 times. They kept holding
championships.
Up the 2,
yeah.
but
Scott
that was
Dawson, Dash Wilder, great match, but probably more importantly than the match itself, I mean, they have great chemistry in the ring, both tag teams. But more importantly than the match itself is what happened after the match as the Authors of Pain came and attacked them. They've been doing live shows, haven't been on TV. These two huge behemoths come into the ring and destroy American Alpha. And then who comes walking out as their manager?
Who?
None other than Paul Ellering. Now, I know a lot of you people who were at NXT TakeOver
just kinda like,
did not know who Paul Ellering is. One thing I better tell you right now is spend $10 and buy the WWE Network.
Yeah.
Paul Ellering, Hall of Famer, one of the best managers of all time, managed none other than the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal. Man, just seeing him come out, and I was like, that's freaking Paul Ellering.
That's exactly what I said.
That's freaking Paul Ellering. What is he doing?
It was kind of disappointing, though, because some people are just like,
who are you?
It was like completely silent.
That's what threw me off, and I'm like, you guys got, I mean, that's the problem with this day and age with the wrestling fan. I mean, you can't be one of those internet fans that just complains about things and then not know your history and not know who these guys are.
Exactly.
You need to pay attention to the product.
Pay attention to the product. Look at the past. Look what's going on out there. I'm sure there's people out there that probably compare the club and say, hey, this is better than the NWO, and make comments about that, or NWO is a ripoff. But I'll tell you one thing. These guys kind of remind me of when they came out and they did the havoc on everybody. They kind of remind me of, remember 2 Minute Warning?
Yes.
That's where I got that vibe from. Remember when Eric Bischoff would be like, looking at his clock, and they'd come out of nowhere and just beat
These guys are
them
two
down.
Huge bruisers, and they just destroyed American Alpha. I was surprised that Alpha lost the tag team. I mean, I thought that they were going to hold on to it for a while. I mean, maybe they're going to get pushed up soon, but they are the best tag team in the WWE, period.
They remind me